with engineers. So that's the product person. So that's what I am right now.
And was that a decision? Because I talked to a few of my Indian buddies I used to play hoops with, and I was just like, why did you do that? And they basically just said because my parents wanted me to. When you pick like that type of field, is that just a you thing or family influence?
Yeah, I mean, not as much family influence, but just everybody does that. It's more of like the norm, like everybody does engineering. It's so funny that in India, when you like graduate from high school, right, or about to graduate, they don't ask you like, what do you want to do, right? What are your hopes and aspirations? That's not the framing of the question. It's not even, do you want to go to college? It's not even, do you want to do engineering? It's more of what engineering are you going to do? Like it's all, everything else is a given. So if you're a senior in high school, it's a given that you're going to go to college. It's a given that you're going to go study engineering. The big decision is, are you going to do computer science, or are you going to do like construction or civil or mechanical engineering, electrical engineering? That's like, you get to choose that. Even in that, there's like classism within the types of engineering. People will look down on like a structural engineer because like, if you didn't get a good like score on your SATs, what are the Indian equivalent of an SAT, that's when you do civil engineering. If you like really you did well, you'll do computer science.
Do you think it's good that they kind of pressure kids from the start to kind of get a career like that?
I mean, I don't think so, because right now the problem, like from a macro level, the problem India is having as a country is like there's so many engineers right now. There isn't like enough kind of heterogeneity in the talent pool and the skills that are needed. There aren't enough accountants. There aren't enough like other shit, because everybody's just doing engineering, and it's like the quality has plummeted. Like one of the CEOs of a big like tech firm in India, he said that 98% of the engineers in India today are unemployable, right? That's not a good place to be in. So it's like a weird like backwards ass thing that is going on. So I don't think that's good. Like you need to like let people have more options. But there's a survivorship thing here. For the people who did do well, now you can like you have more options. You can move out to different countries and make a good living and things like that. So I move here. I already had a bachelor's in mechanical engineering. I move here, and then I get my graduate, my master's degree. Now I'm in the job market. I have like a lot of visa restrictions for the things that I can do, and that's a pain in the ass to maintain like a work status here. And I can only work for one employer, and I have to like do a whole visa processing if I have to change employers. I can't open up my own business. Like you picked up the camera and you said, I'm just going to freelance, click a couple of pictures for a few people, get a $50 here, $50 there. I can't really do that because it's illegal for me to do that. That's kind of the downside to it as somebody who's moving here. But outside of that, like I can pretty much, if I put the work into it, I can get a job as a product manager or a product person in any tech firm.
Do you think that's to your detriment as far as negotiations on like salary and all that?
A little bit. But it's like the labor market is so weird. Like there are not a lot of product managers out there. There are a lot like in absolute numbers, but relative to how many are needed. So like it's an in-demand skill set. So even with the visa restrictions, all the big companies will foot the bill for all the immigration stuff.
When the people get, say you graduated college in India.
Yeah.
When you're going to the job market, do you pick, is it basically just go to America to find work, or do you guys take into play Germany or like Russia, Asia?
Yeah, people will take into consideration different countries. US, obviously, for me personally at least, and I'll speak for others also, like this was probably number one choice. But yeah, I had applied to one school only in Germany, kind of reluctantly just to mix it up. Canada is a big one too. I didn't apply, but a lot of people try to go to Canada too, because Canada has a more like friendly like immigration policy. They'll do it based on your, they have like a point system, like a merit based system. So they'll like look at all the factors that you have and then like give you a consolidated score, and then they rank it based on that. In the US, it's all tethered to the employer. It's not you who applies for the visa, it's your employer who does that. So that's kind of annoying. So there has to be a different institute. Like for a student visa, there has to be a school that's stamping it. For a work visa, there has to be a company that sponsors it. So you have to move employers, you have to move your whole visa thing, redo everything all over again, which is annoying. Some countries are more friendly. So if that was not the case, if the US like fixes its I guess, temporary work visa like process, it'd be insane. It'd be like, it would be a no-brainer to move to the US. Only reason not to move to the US, maybe go to Canada or Australia or maybe Germany or Belgium or whatever, is the visa policy.
And